So I think, listen, I think that Aidan O'Connell has as much leash as any other mid-round quarterback would do. Is he going to be, so you asked, is he going to be like Peyton Manning? No, because Peyton Manning was the number 1 overall pick. So you give him all the runway because he's going to be your franchise quarterback for hopefully the next 10 years if you were the Indianapolis Colts back in the day.
Right.
So he's going to have a lot more equity involved in his roster occupancy, so there he's going to get a lot more chances. A guy like O'Connell isn't going to get that. He don't have the luxury of that as a 4th-round pick. So if he comes out of the gate and he throws 5 picks, I think that what will be interesting to me is the context of it. And this goes back to the conversations that we always had about Derek and a lot of the stats that Derek would have or whatever. It's like, okay, it's not that you threw interceptions, it's when and where. Did you throw an interception in the end zone when you had a chance to take the lead in the football game? That's a big deal. If Aidan O'Connell is doing shit like that, then get him the hell out of there and put in Gardner Minshew. So, it's going to be a shorter leash. Now, if you throw a pick in the first quarter at the 50 and it doesn't, and then your defense turns around and gives you the ball right back, and it's an inconsequential mistake, that's much different than a game-winning driver. You know what I'm saying, Jeff? I think the context is important. It's not about what he's doing exactly, but it's when and where he's doing it. And if he's making game-costing mistakes for 3 games in a row, yeah, bye. Put his ass on the bench. Go study, kid, and put Gardner in there.
So you think that, say that happens in week 2, 3, and 4, you think by week 5 you'd see Minshew?
I don't even think it would take 3 games in a row. If you have 3 bad games, if you have 2 bad games in a row where you look like a bucket of ass and you're out there just freaking throwing, gimme balls or whatever, then no, bye. You're gonna at a minimum you're gonna take a break.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you swayed me on that. I think you're exactly right because I thought whoever won the job was gonna see the field for half the season.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, Michelle. I don't think
no, because I figure if he does that for 3 games, they will just put Minshew in because they know that's what he
that's why
could
they
do
got
that
him.
too. That's why he's there.
That's
yeah.
why he's there.
So I don't think I think he has a leash that he should have.
Absolutely.
But it's probably not too short, but it's certainly not long because Minshew can do all those things too. And
that's why you sign him. That's why you pay him $12.5 million.
Exactly, right.
He was the absolute definition of an insurance policy. He was an insurance policy in case we couldn't draft anybody, which we didn't.
Right, yeah.
And he's an insurance policy in case Aidan O'Connell can't win the job. And whether it's him not being able to win the job in training camp and Gardner's the freaking guy week 1, or if he loses it in week 5, it doesn't matter. Gardner's your freaking fallback because we saw him last year taking a roster that's not nearly as talented as the Raiders, almost to the playoffs. So he's your guy. And it would take, if Aidan comes out of the gate stinking it up and loses the job to freaking Minshew, good luck getting it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just going to hand him the job. Now, all that said, I don't think with Aidan's level of preparation and talent and his dedication to learning the game and learning how to dissect all that stuff that we talked about before in the last segment, with that, I don't see that type of a failure and also a favorable schedule to start off with. Yeah. So I could definitely see if he gets the nod, we'll find out, but I think he will. I think it's kind of I think he's gonna get the nod.
Yeah.
You don't sign Gardner to $12 million to be a starter. Well, maybe you would to be a starter, but point being though, that's not starter money. It's backup money.
Yeah, that's just in case.
That's just in case, and which is what and also too. And obviously he's a baller. He wants to be on the field, but he also understands his role in the league.
Yeah,
sure.
This isn't the first time he's been a backup. And the first time he's been a backup to a young quarterback, going back to just most recently last year, right? So I don't think that it's a done deal that he's like, oh man, I'm going to get the starter job. Well, I think he wants it clearly, but I don't think the expectation is that they're just going to hand it to him because he's been in the league for a few years and Aiden's been in 1. Right. You know what I'm saying? So